final race of this weekend, lining up on the track and about ready to go. Ralph Shaheen, Jim Trado, and Ashton Smythe with you. Been here all weekend. We've had a great time out here in Vegas. And we're down to one more race. 100 laps for winged sprint cars on pavement for $50,000 to win. Aaron Willison in the 14 has been the story again all year, here all weekend, winning the $50,000 a year ago. Comes out here, Jim, qualifies like a bullet, and then gets in his heat race and wins. He's been the guy. And they had wins the dash.
Yeah, they had a draw for the dash. All 12 drivers got to choose where they're going to start. He won the pole for that, won the race, and that means he's on the pole for this one.
Crazy.
For the second straight year. J.J. Holberg was not here a year ago, but he's fast. He's been really fast since he got here on Thursday for the optional test. They'll line up on row number 1 together. Again, the finish of the pole shuffle last night determines our first 6 rows. Others have gotten in the show by running through the C, the B, and we have a driver that's done a lot of racing here that's in on a provisional with Ashton Smythe.
Yeah, you guys just said it. Tyler Rohrig down here. After taking a provisional, will roll off 26th in the field later on tonight. How are you feeling about the race?
We'll see how it goes. Luckily, we qualified fast enough to get the provisional they gave for the fastest car in the B without transferring. So it's just we felt really good at times, and then here recently we haven't felt so good about our cars. So, but we made some changes, so we'll see how the A main goes.
Rohrig was caught up in an incident in the B main, did not finish the top 6 to transfer. Jeff Montgomery in the race as well as a transfer because their qualifying time allowed them to get the last 2 provisionals in the race. Unfortunately, Ryan Litt was not a qualifier ahead of those 2, so he is going to watch this one from Canada. We thought perhaps he would have a position for a provisional, winning the C, running up through the B. But Ryan Litt did not qualify as fast as our 2 provisional racers, Jeff Montgomery and the driver we just talked to, Tyler Rohrig. More from Ashton.
TJ Sneva here down on the front stretch, about to get introduced and go out. How's that new motor treating it after having to change it after last year's run?
Oh, motor's running great. Just happy to make it in the show.
Yeah, TJ had engine problems last year. Didn't get a chance to run the main event. This year, Jim, he got that engine figured out after a struggle through the summer, he said. But they got the engine figured out. He got here. It's been performing well. Races through the B, gets up here, ready to go racing down the A. Take a shot at $50,000 to win.
Very stiff competition in the Northwest. The driver now out of Washington. It's a strong base he's pulling from to come here to race in this open wheel showdown.
Down here with CJ Leary, who will roll off later on tonight, 19th. Are you confident you can make it to the front by the end of the feature?
I think so. If we can make all 100 laps, I think we'll be in good shape. We've made some good changes. Getting around that B main was probably good for me to get some more seat time. Those 6-lap practice sessions on Thursday, it was hard for me to pick up on a whole lot. 6 laps isn't a whole lot of time around this bull ring. And Brian and Scott, they've just been working really hard to get me comfortable. And I think we're there. Just like I said, stay out of trouble, be patient, and try not to get lapped.
I don't think he's going to get lapped. I really believe CJ Leary's going to get in there. I mean, it's an expectation he can match, but I think he's going to be one of those guys, once he gets to the top 10, he'll be there.
You're talking about one of the best pavement sprint car racers in the world. Pavement open wheel racers, period.
And I'll back up what CJ said, and I said before the interview. He said that it helped him today run that B main. These guys have not been on the racetrack all day today. He has.
Who's next, Ashton?
Down here with the youngest driver in the field, Willie Ginn. You've been a star setter all week. How are you feeling going into this 100-lap feature?
I'm feeling pretty good. This is only my first season in the sprint car, so we're still trying to get used to it and get ready for the 100 laps and just hope that I messed up. I'm not good at this. Get ready for the 100 laps and just keep the car in one piece and hopefully load it in the trailer at the end of the night.
Willie, the only thing you messed up was wearing that Dodger hat. As a Giants fan, I got to say that.
17 years of age, the youngest driver in the field, Willie Ginn, out of Idaho, trying to impress some more people with his driving abilities. He hopes to be interviewed after this race by Ashton Smythe. Star-studded field, 46 cars that have taken time in qualifying. We whittled it down to these 26 stars.
All right, back to Ashton for more interviews.
Jason Blonde, such a great run last year, set the track record. Coming back, another strong run. Do you think you got a top 5 contention car here?
Yeah, I think so. Man, if we can get that top rolling, but I think we're going to have to be on the bottom for a while, and we'll see what the top brings. Just got to say hi to everybody back at home. Wish you guys were here. And thanks to BDL Motorsports, Rhino Racing, and Bigham Farms, Hamilton Trucking, and Cat's Well Drilling. Dowker Engines, they're making it go for us.
Starting 12th is a Jim outside row 6?
Yep, in a car he knows very, very well. If you've ever seen a must-see racing race, you've obviously seen either a hero card or a checkered flag waved over the 42 of Jason Blonde, one of the wingest drivers in must-see racing history as an 8-time champion.
Back to Ashton.
Mike Anderson here rolling off next to Jason Blonde in the 11th position. How you feeling? 100 laps and $50,000 on the line.
Feeling real good. The car's doing good. Getting excited to get out here. A little bit chilly right now, so I'm ready to get in the car and get going. But I think we got a good car, and we're going to give it our best to get out there and get in the lead.
It's got Mad Mikey across the front leading edge of his wing on the 68. 3 cars he brought here to compete in the Open Wheel Showdown. Mikey is going to start 11th after making the pole dash by finishing second in his heat race.
And back to Ashton again.
Evan Marchison rolling off 10th for tonight's feature. Later on, 100 laps is a long time. You think you'll be at the front at the end?
I sure hope so. We'll see. I think we got something that's going to race pretty well. So, we packed the thing full of fuel when we went out for that practice this morning, and it felt pretty good. So we'll see how this shakes out. Just got to make it to that halfway point and, put a new right rear tire on, and it's a sprint till the end at that point. So, yeah, excited for this race. Thanks to Davey for putting this on and all the sponsors he has. So, looking forward to it, and hi to all the fans at home.
Referencing there that at the 50-lap mark or so, there will be a caution thrown and a 10-minute break for the teams to take on an optional right rear tire, among other changes, to complete the final 50 laps of this 100-lapper.
And everybody will be running Hoosiers as well in this. Let's go hear from the promoter of this event, Davey Hamilton Jr.
Now it's time for the fun part. Davey Hamilton Jr. hopping into the race car, starting 9th. Are you ready for the 100 laps?
I am. It's all about being there at the end, so we'll see what happens. But we found a lot of things wrong with this car this morning, and we showed that we have a fast car, so hopefully it races well.
He's starting inside row 9, or I should say row 5.
9th position for Davey Hamilton Jr. He said, I want to keep that check. It's a lot of money, man. But it's also attracted the best sprint car racers from across the country, from Florida to the East Coast. We've got a kid here from Massachusetts named Jake Traynor. He's in the field with Boston Louis' grandson's number 29.
Okay, Ashton.
Rolling off 8th, Eric Humphreys down here, 100 laps, long time. You have the laps around here already. It's time for the feature. You're starting on the outside, though. Does that make you nervous?
I think the outside wasn't as bad as I thought it would be originally would be. So we'll see what happens. 100 laps is a long time, and we just got to be patient. But I know it's going to be elbows up. The pace is going to be fast like it was last year. So got to thank everybody that's at home watching, all the sponsors, Hard Supply, everybody at home, friends, family, and we got 100 laps to go. We'll see what happens.
That's Eric Humphreys in that black number 15. He's going to start 8th, and I'm telling you, he's going to have something for him. He finished 6th here a year ago, so that confidence comes in with what he knows and anticipates. The temperatures last year were cool as well, so that's going to play a factor in the favor of Eric Humphreys because he's won 3 of those King of the Wing titles. They call him Eric Hot Rod Humphreys.
It's a good nickname. Take it away, Ashton.
Brian Wharf will roll off in the 7th position. Strong showing last year. How do you back that up with another strong showing here tonight?
Just try to put a whole main event together. A lot of cars. It's going to be a lot of good cars. Just be there at the end. Try to maintain your tires, make the race come to you, and hopefully these guys wear themselves out and start coming back to us, and hopefully get a little bit better spot than 5th, than like we did last year. So.
Brian was in the top 5, top 6, top 7 all race last year. So that smile tells you something. He's kind of got, okay, I need to be where I need to be to get those final 30 laps. Big time.
He's downplaying his performance from last year a little bit. I mean, he didn't just luck into that top 5. He was battling up there all night long. Ashton?
Down here with the drivers starting in the 6th position, Jake Traynor, long haul from Massachusetts, first wing sprint car debut. Are you happy with how it's been going so far?
Yeah, we got nothing to complain about. We're rolling off 6 here, and we got 5 really good guys in front of us to set the pace for us and just survive the first 50 and see what happens after that.
Same mode and mindset earned him a victory in the Little 500. Qualified in the top 3, ran top 5 over a 500-lap race on a quarter mile a couple years ago, and his first try in a 500-lap sprint car race. This one's the first time with a wing on, a brand new piece the team built for him to debut here at the Open Wheel Showdown.
You win the Little 500 That's a big card to lay down on the table anytime you go to another racetrack.
Yeah, staying on the same straightaway was the mantra that the team drilled into him, and he was right there. Kept pace, opportunity arose, he went to the lead and took it. A couple restarts later, I think he's got a great mindset going into this one, having those really good established teams around him. He'll learn a bunch.
Take it away, Ashton.
Aaron Willison rolling off from the pole, second year in a row. How do you go back-to-back here at the Open Wheel Showdown?
Same story as last year. Just we're going to get out and cruise and try and maintain our stuff, save our equipment, and be there at the end, right? Keep all the wheels on it, stay out of havoc. There's a lot of cars out there on the track. We're going to be in the lap traffic quick, so it's just management.
Obviously, starting on the pole is a big deal, right? It's a huge deal for here because he gets to get away from all that craziness and congestion back behind him, and he can pick his way through as he catches lap traffic. It could be a big deal for him to get to that first 50.
Bobby Santos did not start fourth a year ago. He finished second, but he had to get there.
Yes.
He's now in the second row on the start of this one.
Yep.
Jojo Hellberg was not here last year. The last time he ran a sprint car was back in 2015 in earnest. That car was the fastest one off the trailer on Thursday. He starts next to the defending race champ in that black number 7. So as confident as Aaron Willison is, there's some new challengers. Santos farther forward, and Jojo Hellberg up to the challenge. We saw him in his heat race as well. He used the outside a couple times to try to get position.
Yeah, Hellberg is going to be a demon in that thing. And you and I were talking to him earlier.
Yep.
And the thing he said, you asked him, he said, what are you working on? He said, I got to get my car good on the outside.
Made a right rear spring change after the morning one up this morning, yes.
That's going to be fun to watch. All right, Ashton.
Here with the driver of the 8A, Brad Aumann, 100 laps, long time. Are you going to be there at the end of the race, and how do you make sure that happens?
Just keep the nose clean. Definitely planning on being there. Make it through the first 50 and don't do anything crazy. But, Aaron and Jojo, they're coming quick. So you can't slouch around and get lapped and then you're hooped. So basically just see what this car can do and get to the second 50.
Thoughts of Brad Aumann and car number 8, the gray and black and yellow number 8. He finished second in the B main that was run a couple of hours ago here today. He also raced in this race a year ago and ended up, there was a 17th place finish. Aumann's going to start back in row number 10 outside of C.J. Leary as the first 2 cars to transfer in of the 6 cars from the B main earlier today. Provisionals will start at the very tail, Montgomery and Rohrig. We heard from Rohrig. He was involved in a spin and continued, but did not transfer in the top 6, but his qualifying effort was good enough to go forward, as well as the next driver that Ashton's with, who had a brand new piece he rolled out here. Took him a long time to get it right, and he's starting the field. He made the show, Ashton.
Yes, he did. Jeff Montgomery will tag on to the tail end of the field. You had fast times all day. Do you think that's going to play to your advantage here in this 100 laps?
It's been a long day here. We're just going to bide our time and see what we got. We got a good race car. We just got to see if we can get to the front here.
He must have known something, because in the B main he was not pushing the issue. He was actually kind of laying back on starts, trying to make sure if he was in contention for the provisional. He did receive it. Didn't know for certain. He was not racing in the top 6, but he also had a very conservative run earlier today. So that brand new car he put together, he said he and his buddies got to the shop. It's about a 2.5-hour drive to the new owners that put this car together with him and for him. It was a lot of effort by 24 hours straight build before they loaded up to come here for that driver, the number 33. Coming here from Langford, BC. He wants to thank, for certain, the efforts by Rob Layton and his team. Rob and his wife Lee put this deal together for Jeff to race here for the very first time. Ashton?
Drivers starting to roll off here. Get ready. You told me earlier on if you made it into the feature, you were going to make it to the front. You still that confident?
Oh, we're ready to go. When I first got here, they told me we were going to race at the dirt track, but we're on the pavement, so we'll see how it goes. But we're going forward.
It's the first time in a pavement car in 20 years. And he's telling the truth. It says Honest Dave Plumbing on the side. And that is, Kevin is fun. We didn't know how much fun until he worked his way into a transfer spot, and he's having a great time in the 16TH. Kevin Newton having a good time before we get into an important run. Seeing how relaxed he is, that doesn't happen often, does it?
No, I'm sure there's a lot of nerves down there right now. Even the wily veterans are thinking, man, there's 50 grand on the line here.
But it's drawing guys like Kevin Newton to say, you know what, I need to try that.
Oh.
Whatever it takes, I need to get there.
You got to.
That is over the horizon of what is Las Vegas Motor Speedway, captured here off of turn 3 on the backstretch. Pretty cool being in this motorsports complex. It is sprawling. It's big. Saw a SCUSA sign on the way in saying over this way.
For karting.
They're running the Duel in the Desert tonight on the dirt track here on Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the Dirt Oval. And it wasn't a hard sell for 46, actually 71 teams sent entry blanks in for these wing sprint cars well before the deadline. They wanted to be here. Some could make it, some could not.
Noticing no hood on Willison's car there.
Part of. I mean, I saw him doing his shocks. I saw him working on that car, conducting business as a quarterback, if you will, in the huddle earlier today. He's directly involved in what's going on. That
one thing I thought was interesting when I was walking around down in the pit area earlier today was all the other teams, everybody was kind of outside and milling about and just kind of hanging out, visiting with friends and stuff. You go by the Willison pit, they were all up in the hall and they were having a very intense meeting.
Yep.
Not like something was wrong, but hey, we're going to lay out the strategy. Here's what everybody's going to do. And the first car, JoJo Hellberg, getting pushed away. Here we go.
The white 29 is Jake Trainer. We heard from him. The black 15 of Eric Humphreys. We heard from him. The yellow nose leading to the black of Evan Margison. Made it in and qualified 12th. Made it into the pole dash by finishing second in his heat race, and he's now rolling in his best starting spot of the 2 times running here. Margison in the 57 out of Tacoma, Washington. Had a top 10 run a year ago. Has a really good starting spot in this one.
All right, Jim, let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup for our $50,000 to win winged sprint car portion of the night. This is brought to you by BitNile.com, and we start on row 1 with Aaron Willison out of Langley, British Columbia, 14W on the pole, and JoJo Hellberg out of Northern California, Rohnert Park, California in the 7H.
The now 8-time USAC Silver Crown champion Cody Swanson and Dick Myers, number 50M on the inside of row number 2 to his outside. A driver who's raced 1,000 laps this year alone next to Bobby Santos and the number 22A for Dick Feiler and the D&J Racing Team.
Kuna, Idaho's Casey Tillman's been fast all weekend in the 92 inside row 3. Jake Trainer, the youngster out of Medway, Massachusetts, in the 29 alongside.
The white 91 is Brian Worf, the understated top 5 finish of a year ago. He's looking to be contending throughout the entire 100 laps. To his outside, Eric Humphreys out of Fresno, California, in the black 15.
The man who dreamed this whole event up, Davey Hamilton Jr. out of Lutz, Florida, starts inside of row 5 in the 14. And Evan Margison out of Tacoma, Washington, next door in the 57.
Back to row number 6 as all the cars have now fired and be pushed off. Mike Anderson out of Nampa, Idaho in the black and blue 68 to his outside. That famous number 42 blue car of Jason Blond of Litchfield, Michigan.
1 row behind them inside Darren Yates, Duncan, British Columbia in the 91, and Randy Price, Mill Bay, British Columbia in the 21.
Cody Ridge getting the nod of the number 91 car to race here tonight. He's going to start inside of the number 24 of the youngster, the 17-year-old Willie Ginn out of Twin Falls, Idaho in the 24G.
Mike Mergodio in the 17 out of Meridian, Idaho inside, and Audra Cicelli in the 77, the driver out of Selma, California.
And now the B main transfers. This is how far they're going to have to travel from back here in row number 10. CJ Leary on the inside, and Brian Gossel's number 6 to his outside, Brad Alman out of Vancouver.
Last few cars right here. TJ Sneva, Colbert, Washington in the 64 inside, Corey Lockwood in the Nampa, Idaho driver, the 22C.
Monty Bergener and Kevin Newton, Jeff Montgomery, Tyler Rohrig. Those last 2 were provisionals. Monty Bergener 5th in the last chance race, the B main, and Kevin Newton got in the final moments. He is going to start this field in a first sprint car race on pavement he's run in 20 years.
All right, just before we go green, let's check in one final time with Ashton.
I had an opportunity to catch up with the 42 team of Jason Blond earlier on. Had a rough start to the day. The magneto points closed up during warm-up earlier on. He got them fixed. He said it shouldn't be an issue, and they should be back to normal speed out here. So keep your eye on that 42 machine and see what they can get done tonight.
I think Blond will certainly be a stout competitor.
He was in the car that Cody Swanson's driving tonight. Jason Blond's back in the car he's very familiar with, but he got the chance to drive Dick Myers' number 50M. This year, Aaron Wilson won 2 races in that car. Brian Gerster also has raced that car. This is Cody Swanson's first time back in that car since 2008 or some crazy number like that. But that car has got a long history and speed, and Swanson will roll 3rd in that car. Well, we'll see the 42 of Blond moving up from the 12th position at the outset.
Had the opportunity to also catch up with the 29 team, Jake Trainer. They have been battling motor issues all weekend. They actually flew someone out from Boston, Massachusetts yesterday morning to come take a look at the motor and see what was figured out. They could not figure it out, and this morning, Matt Seymour's dad found there was a plug wire snapped in half. They quickly changed that, and he said he should be good to go. He's a little bit worried that something else might be the issue, and that might have just been the quick, easy fix. So hopefully this motor hangs out for this whole 100-lap feature. for the 29th Jake Trainer.
Getting things in position. I believe they spotted some debris on the racetrack.
See if we can keep this clean for a while. These guys race that first break there at 50 to go. Here we go, starting to build up the pace. Willison and Hellberg on that front row. Green flag, we're racing for 50 grand in Vegas. Willison leads him down into one. Hellberg comes right back to get to second. Tries to get to the inside. Jojo Hellberg can't make it, but Bobby Santos now up to second in black 22.
They finished 1-2 a year ago, Ralph, but I'm telling you, Santos is possessed in the opening laps here.
And Hellberg is committed to that outside, and Cody Swanson's right there on the inside of the 50M. He goes to third. It's Willison, Santos, Swanson, and Hellberg. Then Trainer behind them in the white 29 in fifth. Boy, this is exactly what we were hoping for, Jim.
Side by side again.
Racing we wanted, and side by side they go with Santos up the inside, and new leader here in Vegas. That might be the first lap in 2 years Aaron Willison hasn't led here in this event.
Waking up the giant here. He's been the giant throughout the entire run. The storylines, the racing, the finish of a year ago. Willison now has competition in a big way. Santos breaking away, and now Cody Swanson in pursuit of second.
Santos felt like he left a lot on the table, and I'm not just talking about the 50 grand because he didn't get that either last year. But boy, he was disappointed. He knew he had a car that should have been in contention for the win, and now he's right where he thought he would be, out front leading with still 94 laps to go.
And he's a driver that does not like to pace himself. He did pace himself a year ago. Said he learned a lot, had the wrong gearing, different engine package, he thought. He changed all of that for this track this year. He also likes to put the foot on the throat as often as he can. He likes to lead and likes to gap. He's not a guy that's going to pace a lot. If he's out front, he wants to make sure the others have to drive harder to catch him.
This is definitely going to be a race about tires, Jim. Oh, Hellberg gets way wide. And it was Tillman? Yep, yes. Tillman coming up the inside of that 92 multicolored car.
Hellberg out of the seat last time he drove a pavement sprint car of any type was at the 2018 Little 500. He put this car together.
One into the infield over here on the back straightaway, just coasting to a stop.
Tyler Roaring out of it.
Boy, he had a rough afternoon. Here's Tillman working Hellberg pretty hard going down into turn number one. Hellberg gets pushed wide, and Davey Hamilton Jr. slides by. And Hamilton will now move up to fifth.
Albert took great pride in his chassis. He built literally from the garage. It was half done when he parked in 2015 and sold all of his race cars.
All the speed he had yesterday seems to have gone away.
In a big way.
Yep, and here is Willison with Cody Swanson in that yellow and red 50 trying to close up. Meanwhile, everybody chasing Bobby Santos. He's on the high side and just working his way around traffic.
Going around Burgess and going around Sneva. Next up is Audra Cicelli.
Sneva right now sits in... Where is he on time he's going? I'm not seeing him. Not in the first 20. You got it on yours?
23rd.
23rd. The page only goes to 20. Battle here. At 33 is Montgomery. And he's got the aid of Almond right there with him. Almond and Montgomery fighting over 14th.
Montgomery started in the last row. He's flying.
Santos 1.3 seconds up on second place Willison. Bobby works continuously through the traffic.
Jeff Montgomery, we talked about up into the top 15, started in the last row of this 26-car race.
Santos is closing in on C.J. Leary. Leary's going to possibly go down a lap here. I'm shocked to see that car not coming to life quicker for C.J.
Adapting to the very first wing sprint car race has been a learning curve for Leary. And no doubt the competition is higher and stiffer at this level in his wing sprint car. Credit to Leary and Gossel, but man, Santos, this is his playground right now.
Yeah, Leary is in 20th right now. That's how far up through the field Santos has been lapping. In the early stages here, about to be 20 laps in.
And for Bobby, the opportunity rate for Dick and DJ Racing, they put together a wing sprint car program and a non-wing sprint car program for Bobby. So a lot of consistency there.
And another car just pulling to the infield, Jim.
Monty Burgesson, out of Utah.
And another one slowing on the back straightaway.
Will again dropping out in the infield. The youngster done in the 24.
3 cars now parked in the infield. Here's Leary still holding off Santos, but for how long? Santos to the inside. Bobby's got him. Now Santos will focus on the 22 of Lockwood. That's the 18th place car.
Leary and Santos race year upon year. Santos has driven the USAC Silver Crown pavement portion of the schedule for the last decade or so. Leary's been a regular full-time on dirt and pavement in that series. Tillman still looking strong. Casey Tillman won 4 races this year in the wing sprint cars, and that multicolored 92 still in the hunt, racing up to 4th.
He was good last night, so I'm not really surprised to see that. Sneva looks like he just lost a spot or 2. We've got a car in turn 2 having issues into the wall, the 42. That is blonde, right?
That was a hard impact at a difficult angle into the outside wall of turn 2.
You can see it has ripped that right front corner off.
That's the impact that he made.
Yeah. There's the one.
That's the mark on the backstretch. Hard in the wall. It is almost like he got on the gas at that moment and the car veered right.
Yeah. So this gives Willison a chance to catch back up to Santos with 76 of the 100 laps remaining.
Gives everybody a chance to take a little breath. Santos was doing a great job through traffic. Aaron Willison will have a choice a chance anyway to say, okay, I want that clean air again. How bad does he want it? How much does he want to fight Bobby Santos, who literally wrestled it away to take the lead here?
All right, pace car's off. Getting ready to get back at it. Santos in the black 22. Willison in the orange 14. 50 grand on the line. Getting ready to get back into it. Swanson and Tillman making up row 2. Here we go. Wheel to wheel, coming off a 2 down the backstretch. Santos trying to leg it out to get the lead, and he does, going into 3.
Wilson tried the crossover, but Santos just so strong.
Tillman takes over 3rd.
Brian Worf up to 4th in the white 91. The 50 car, of Swanson is back to 5th. Davey Hamilton Jr. up to 6th in the blue 14.
Wolf with a brilliant dive to the inside, going down into turn number 1. He takes over 3rd as he gets past Tillman. And we talked about it before the start of this. Wolf was all over this race last year. He was in that top 5 all night long. He's back at it again here in 2024.
To echo that point, Ralph, those 2 guys, Willison and the 91 of Worf and the 22 of Santos, last year were in contention to win. They all finished top 5. What I see in what Worf did there and what Santos is doing now, they are saying we can trust these tires. You don't have to save them for the first 50. That right rear will hold. Hoosier tires are going to hold up in this temperature.
The 22 is Jim. Is that Lockwood?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's in the infield and out of it.
And Santos is stretching the gap. Let's see what it is this time by with 70 to go.
These guys are going after it. Worf doesn't want to wait around, doesn't want to pace himself. He is up to 3rd and now running with Willison.
Tick over a 2nd between these 2 in the top 2 slots.
Tillman with the car owns with his wife right here, now getting by Swanson, but Swanson's gaining back on him here. Classic Cody Swanson. Learn and pounce.
Willison trying to hold off the 91 now of Worf.
Not bad for guys that I don't know enough about wing cars.
Swanson on the high side of Tillman as they battle here. Still fighting over 3rd. Swanson runs it deep into the corner. Cody on the outside in the yellow with the red wing. Still hasn't cleared him. Oh, look at Tillman sliding in the middle of the corner. Finally, Cody Swanson is passed.
The fans are on the edge of their seat here for good reason. Swanson putting on a show in Vegas.
Swanson now up to 4th. It's Santos, Willison, Worf, Swanson, and Tillman. Top 5.
Swanson has put in the fastest lap of the race that lap. Car 50. Up the hill goes the 22 of Santos. He worked through lap traffic really strongly there, but that was a really scary moment for Santos, our race leader. Rolling by Kevin Newton in the 16TH.
Yeah. There goes Warp inside of Sneva, and then he slides way up. Wilson has already passed TJ Sneva.
So Aaron Wilson's car is good, just not as good, or maybe not wanting to be as aggressive as Santos is right now. Probably helps that Wilson's raced in 25, 26 races, won over half of them this year. A lot of seat time, a lot of comfortability in this car and in that number 50 that Dick Myers put together for Cody Swanson to drive here tonight.
Willison a second behind Santos as we've reached 10 laps to go before the break.
Since the open wheel showdown victory of a year ago, Wilson's gotten a phone call probably more often than he cares to admit. He got a chance to race last weekend and win in Florida in another series. He's won in every series he competed in this year across the upper United States, and he's a guy that races really well in the Northwest Sprint Tour, Speed Tour Sprint Car Series. Willison is a favorite, and he's proved worthy as a champion last year, and he's racing right in the top again.
Another car off the track on the back stretch there, Jim.
Sneva.
In the dark, is that Sneva's car?
Got lapped for the second time. He's done.
Santos, in the 14.
He was in 7th position. Was Davey Hamilton Jr. off the pace?
Unbelievable. The promoter is not going to be happy.
Joe Hellberg has pulled the infield.
Yes, he just does as we get close to the 50-lap mark. 55 laps to go, and a lot of them suddenly dropping out here.
The task is tall to be at this level, to be this good. Bobby Santos has raised the bar, leading since lap 7 in the open wheel showdown.
Limited amount of adjustments and tires that can be changed here, Jim, when we get to the 50-lap mark. Drivers are going to have to get out of the car because they're going to have to get fueled. Can't fuel the car while the driver's sitting in it. CJ Deliri about to go down a lap. Here goes Santos diving inside of CJ. He's got him. Wilson's going to try to do the same. And will do so entering turn 3 and clears him at the middle of the corner.
Wilson's closing on Santos now. Perhaps Santos is punishing pace. Matches up with Wilson's consistent run. That gap has shrunk now half a second. It'll be less this time by. It's now 4 car lengths.
There's the halfway sign. Lap 50. 50 complete, 50 to go. And the caution is out. We have reached the break. Bobby Santos led every lap.
Willison had enough to say, I led a little bit in the beginning, but then Bobby got really aggressive and took the lead away.
Wow, what a performance that was for 50 laps by Bobby Santos, huh?
Yeah, and now he's getting the chance to call what he needs. He's so smart about his chassis and his setups. Guys, this is what I want in my race car, a veteran team. And Wilson's got the same guys with him every race, too, that he races the 14 with. The crews will be let down, and they're coming out, streaming out of the pit exit off of turn number 2 in force. So we've reached the halfway break in the 2024 edition of the BitNile.com Open Wheel Showdown. Aaron Willison led the opening laps from the pole position. Bobby Santos made an aggressive move early in the run to take the lead and kept it to this halfway break. And Wilson doing one more gesture of, I think I know what I'm doing. He pulled about 25, 30 feet ahead of everybody else on the front stretch to let his team work independently of others. Don't want to show their hand here. Willison is out of his car, and Ashton Smythe is there.
10 minutes haven't started quite yet, but Aaron, we just caught up just a second ago. How are you feeling about these first 50 laps?
I'm feeling pretty good. Bobby wanted to run out front there for a little bit. I didn't really want to fight him about it. It's early on in this whole deal. We got a lot of equipment left and a lot of laps to go. But the Randall Willison Tri-X Group 14 car is rolling really nice right now, and our long run was coming to us. So we got a really good car on the long run here, so I'm excited about this shit.
You just said you're excited. You got the long run car. Does that make you, nervous at all that you do have to pass Bobby? You have to fight against Bobby, who's been so strong so far?
I can be an asshole in lap traffic, so I'm not too concerned.
Aaron Willison, very strong. After that first 50 laps, all the crews not yet been released. Actually, just as I say that, the crews are released to their cars. Bobby Santos taking a step away from his car as they are starting to do some work on that 22A machine, who is the current leader, putting the jack up under that race car, going to change the right rear as well. Cody Swanson currently running third so far in the 50 machine. 50 laps left. Are you ready to tackle them?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm back to fourth now. Got taught a lesson by some of these wing guys on that last restart, right? I was behind Bobby and Aaron, and I felt good about third, but Casey and Brian rolled right around me and showed me I need to step up my game if I'm going to race with them. So battled back to fourth, and still feel like I'm in a good spot. I'm in a good car, and just got to figure it out, right? It's really fun. These guys are doing a great job, and I'm thankful to be driving this 50M, and thankful to have 50 more laps and see where we end up.
Any necessary changes that you need right now to make you finish out these last 50 laps strong?
Yeah, I've run a lot of 100-lap races, right? And so I know sometimes no one shows their whole hand till closer to the end. So I hope I got an ace up my sleeve, right? But we're going to give it our best shot either way.
Cody Swanson prepared with that strategy as the 50 machine goes up on the jack. They're taking some measurements of that right rear tire, probably going to get it changed as well. The 91 machine of Brian Wharf, though, so strong. They just put that new right rear on, and Brian's actually up over there helping out with that racetrack fuel just into the 91 machine. We'll track down Brian here as he's pulling away the jack. You sit in third right now. Very strong showing so far. You passed a couple cars. You confident you can pass a couple more in these last 50 laps?
Yeah, just being here in the front for the second segment is just a feat in itself. I think we have a really good car. We were just riding there, just clicking off laps to get to this segment, and I think we got something for him. If you look at the times, we've all turned about the same amount of laps or lap times, and I think we got something for him.
Brian Worth very confident with where he is at right now, and he will see how these last 50 laps go. Bobby Santos, a man who needs no introduction, taking some time to talk with his crew here as they start to get that right rear off of that 22A racing machine. Also a pressure gauge in hand as they take that car off of the jacks. They're going to take a second to look at times here on one of his crew members' phone to see how he's stacking up against the rest of these guys. Looks like they're going to start putting some fuel in that racing machine. We'll catch up with Bobby in just a little bit. We'll keep moving down. A man who's made up many, many spots tonight, Mike, in the 17 machine as his crew is busy to work. Looks like they're doing some adjustments under that right rear side over here. Oh, there you are. How you feeling? 50 laps in, 50 more to go. You think you can keep this this hot streak going?
I think so. We got a good car. I didn't qualify very well, so that kind of put us in a bad spot. But the guy's got a great car, and it's rolling. It's racy. We're passing cars. It's fun dicing with these guys again, so we're rolling to the front.
50 laps left, like I said, but what would a win mean here if you were able to get it done?
Oh, man, after the weekend we've had and where we started, it would be huge to pull off a win, especially racing with my old buddies out there, Swanson and Santos. They're great guys, so I want to get there and dice with them a little bit.
Mike Murtigo ready to go for these last 50 laps. No crazy adjustments being made to that 17 machine, but someone who is having a little bit of a rougher day, hood off, oil going into the 92 machine, as well as some looks onto the rear end. Casey Tillman here, you've been running strong so far, but tell me about what adjustments you guys are making right now.
Well, the biggest thing is I run a really stiff throttle pedal, and it broke a spring or something on it, so I've been running the throttle pedal kind of by lifting it up on that, which is not very pleasing. So I think we got a good race car. Just really hard to dictate your entry every lap by just lifting your foot up off the pedal. So yeah, we're going to make a couple changes here, drop a little bit of stagger, just try to get it a little bit better to roll the top. We got a good car that'll roll the bottom of that, and see what we can do.
You're running fifth right now. What do you got to do to make up just a couple more spots and end up on the podium at the end of the night?
I think we got a good car that we can go up there and compete with those guys. Towards the end of that run, I just was trying to survive and, save the tires a little bit. This ending fifth here. I don't know. We'll see what we can do. Hopefully we can get like at least two more spots here and, get up on the podium and be back in the money. So.
Casey Tillman ready to rock, and just as I say that, the halfway point is displayed down here on the front stretch. 5 minutes remain for this crew. The driver of the 29 machine here, Jake Trainer. How are you feeling about that 29 car right now?
We'll see. We got to get a little better through the center of the corner. Just guys are getting by us off of 2, really, and I just can't stick it on the bottom. And if we can get it to rotate through the center, I think we'll be pretty good. I don't feel like we lack speed. A lot of these guys in front of us here. Just as long as we can be there at the end, I think we'll have a chance.
That was Jake Trainer in the 29 machine, as lots of work being done to that racing machine up on jacks right now. Lots of attention in the left side of the racing machine, up under the left rear. Can't exactly tell what they're looking at, but lots of work for the Matt Seymour Racing Camp, as they currently sit in 8th, and the man right ahead of him in 7th, Eric Humphreys. You seem pretty calm down here. How are you feeling right now? You're running 7th.
Yeah, not bad. Car's getting better as we run laps on. So we'll see what the last 50 brings us. We were making up some ground there at the end. Put a new right rear tire on and make some changes. Try it again, see what happens.
We saw a lot of green flag laps. If that happens again in the second feature, you think you got a long run car here?
Way it's trending right now, yeah. I think the long run car is feeling pretty good. It caught me off guard on how many long green flags we were running on that first segment. So, everything's good. Make some changes. We'll try to be there in the top 3. That's the goal.
Eric Humphreys in the 50 machine, confident with how he's doing so far. And just as I say that, his car goes up on jacks, and we get a word from the official that the drivers need to start climbing back into the racing machine. Looks like everyone I've seen so far has taken that right rear option, so no one going to waste that opportunity here. As we'll chat with the driver of the 91 machine, Darren Yates. Darren just climbed back into that racing machine. 50 laps down, 50 to go. You ready for this last half?
You betcha.
You're running really good right now. You confident with the changes you just made?
Yeah, we were a little bit loose. We're trying to tighten it up just a little bit on the middle off. We're on a long run. It seems to be getting worse. So on the starts, it seems to be okay. So I think with this fuel load, it'll help it a little bit.
Darren Yates made the right changes, hopefully, for these last 50 laps here.
Somebody's about to have a magical moment.
As just a couple minutes remain in this 10-minute slot, and we're going to slide in and talk to the driver of the number 21, Randy Price. Randy locked into the zone. Randy, how you feeling right now?
I'm good. I'm ready to go. Let's get her done.
You make any changes you think they're going to help in these last 50 laps?
Nah, she was good. Yep.
Randy Price confident with how his car was. No changes made, but a new right rear on that 21 machine. Cody Ridge, another driver out of here. A big team down here with Newman Racing. Cody climbed back into his race car. Cody, running mid-pack right now. Lots of strong guys in these field. What more do you need to get to the front?
The biggest thing we need is start rotating, and honestly, I got to trust the car a little more and feed it a little more wheel and stand on it.
There you have it, Cody Ridge, everyone. Making a couple last-minute adjustments. Looks like a new right rear for the 91 machine as well. I could be wrong, but I believe the 10-minute time is up. Last-minute adjustments being made down here on the front stretch. Wow, that was crazy. Bobby Santos was the one that really surprised me, though. I went over and talked to him, or actually didn't get a chance to talk to him. He is locked into the zone. He was swapping notes with his crew members. I think they got something special coming for this last 50 laps, guys.
Thanks, Ashton. And one thing we did notice when Bobby was engaged with his team is looking at that, what looked like a broom handle.
Yeah,
that is the measurement of the fuel.
Right?
When you put it in the tank, you can see how much fuel, based upon how wet that stick is, how much fuel was used, and how much he wants to add, because that is a big component when it comes to the chassis handling, the weight transfer from rear to front as the fuel burns off.
Want to keep that car as light as possible.
Yep, and 2 cars were faster at some point in the race than Bobby Santos, who had the 3rd fastest lap of the race. Cody Swanson on lap 49 put together the fastest lap of the race thus far.
And then Aaron Wilson.
Brad Aumann.
Really?
Yes, a transfer out of the B main. Brad Aumann had the second fastest lap. It came on lap 16 as he was slicing his way forward.
Good for Brad.
Up to 10th. Jeff Montgomery started last. He's up to 11th. So those guys did a lot of work. Brian Worf, the 4th fastest lap. Santos 3rd. Aaron Willison, 5th fastest lap. Jojo Helberg, the 6th fastest lap, came on lap 8. Mike Mergordio. He's running 6th right now. He's run the last 3 Pink Lady Classics. And if you don't know what that is, that's a big race for the last 11 years. It's a huge event, the biggest race of the year at Meridian in Idaho. And for the last 3 times, Mergodio's finished top 10, including this year. They ran that about a month ago.
I'm just sitting here looking through the field and thinking about everybody, and I'm thinking, who are we missing, right? I mean, they're all here.
Jojo Helberg pulled off the racetrack. All the cars that pulled off before the halfway break were pushed back to the pits during this 10-minute intermission. So if you're here watching for Jojo, he had a great car, great weekend, everything rolling. Drop of the green flag, drifted back to 10th. Had a little bit of handling issues and pulled off.
I think there's a few guys Bobby probably wishes decided to stay home this year.
Davey Hamilton Jr., man, think how much he poured into this.
Oh, man.
Willison, unapologetic about how he may have to go through traffic.
He was a little keyed up, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He was just vibrating as he got out of that car.
Yeah.
Santos has got to be thinking, okay, I am right where I wanted to be. I'm sure he had, knowing Bobby, he had this mapped out from Thursday on, right?
Oh, yeah.
I need to do this, and then this, and then this. I know these are big-time race car drivers all sitting out there, but you know what? There's 50 grand on the line, and they've been waiting all year for this moment that's coming right now. Here we go. $50,000 in 50 laps. We're back underway with the Open Wheel Showdown. Willison deep in the throttle on the outside of Santos. They are wheel to wheel going into 3. Santos clears him. Willison back to the inside. They'll switch lanes. Willison, new leader for the first time here in the $50,000 to win Open Wheel Showdown. Now Swanson wants some of Santos. Swanson closing in from 3rd to fight for 2nd. And Worf coming along with him in the 91.
Willison got the inside, and Santos was forced up in the fluff momentarily on the pavement. That traction difference is the difference in the race now.
Swanson has Santos lined up, and Bobby takes the corner away from him going into 1, but it's Swanson who powers off the 2 and up into 2nd. We talked about Santos. He did everything right till the start of this last 50, and now all of a sudden it's all gone out the window. He's back in 3rd.
Not done yet, but it's a high hill climb, and it's a steep grade for Santos to recover here.
Well, Willison said in very colorful ways that he had something for these guys, and he has shown it. But guess who else came loaded for bear here tonight? Cody Swanson in the 50, because he's closing in on Willison, and Santos in that black 22 is losing touch.
To the benefit of Swanson, getting this ride, getting this opportunity also included notes from Aaron Willison, because Willison drove this car, the 50 car this year. He wanted the car the way he liked it. No doubt that's helped Swanson in the setup choices he's made here tonight.
Well, and we know the kind of experience Cody has running these 100-lap events. Not that Willison hasn't done his fair share of that as well, but he might give the experience edge to Swanson when it comes to these long-distance, big-dollar races.
Willison will not give up easily here. We're going to get lap traffic in about 2 laps.
Oh, yeah, no, it's going to be a dogfight to the end here. We're already going to be 10 laps in now. 40 to go.
Mergodio up to 5th, Tillman in 6th, Jake Trader in 7th, up to a spot or 2. Eric Humphreys and Randy Price now, the 9th place runner.
Willison had to go to the outside in 3 and 4, trying to get around the 16 here, and that car got a little loose, and I was just about to say, you're going to have to save that right rear, and he had to spin his up a little bit to get around the outside to get around that lapper.
Yeah, there's definitely a worry if you get on the gas pedal quickly, that right rear will light up on you. So much horsepower.
Look at Swanson closing to within 2 to 3 car lengths. Closer even now. Getting around the 14th place car of Anderson is their next task. They've done that. There's the 29. That's Trainer running back in 7th.
Cody Rich, the next car to go a lap down to the 91.
Yep. And Ridge is sitting in 17th.
Wilson will see Leary ahead of him and Dylan Bates.
Swanson has got to stay on pace with the 14 of Wilson as they work through traffic. He can't allow Wilson to start putting 2 or 3 cars between him and Swanson. To the outside of Leary goes Willison, and Swanson gets hung up in the middle of turns 3 and 4. That's what he can't avoid. He's got to avoid that, Jim.
Leary tried to get in the middle and up, but Willison did not have the patience for it. Winner on the outside, held up Swanson just a bit.
Cody had to cut to the inside to get around Caesar. Yellow is out. Seeing smoke over near turn 4 right here.
Randy Price
inside.
Running in 9th position, the blue 21.
Huge break for Swanson, bigger break for Santos.
Jeff Montgomery on camera. He started last row. He's up to 9th. There's a hard charger award with an MPI steering wheel on it for the car that advances the most. And Jeff Montgomery in the 33J into the top 10.
Look at these top wings, Jim. Everybody's got that thing all the way forward.
Yep.
There's not a lot of view between the front edge of that top wing and the back edge of the front wing. It's been a good one, hasn't it?
Oh, man. I can't wait for this restart.
Again, the restart's brought to you by the IndyCar Experience. If you're going to an IndyCar race in 2025, see if you can't get yourself a ride through the IndyCar Experience in the 2-seater. What a ride it would be to go with these guys as we chase 50 grand here at the Bull Ring, live on speedsport.tv. Santos trying to hang with Swanson, and Swanson pulls away up to second, and Swanson comes right after Willison. Willison can hear him behind him. To the outside now goes Swanson. Santos staying with Cody this time. Has to move to the outside of that black 22. Not completely, but just to the outside of those right side tires.
Santos trying to change his line now. Trying to see if the upper line has anything for now or later to get around Swanson.
30 laps remain. Willison pulls away from Swanson by about a half a second. Santos looks like he slid up a little bit coming off before that lap. And Trainer pulls to the infield. The 29 is done.
Running in the 9th position when he pulled to the infield. The Massachusetts racer, perhaps the longest ride for the team hauler out of Massachusetts. They're done.
Willison, Swanson, Santos, Worf, Mergoglio. That's your top 5. Tillman holding on to 6th.
$16 cars still on the racetrack.
Man, Willison starting to leg it out a little bit here. He is now, as the yellow comes out, 0.8 of a second up on Swanson.
Big blow for Mergoglio, running 5th in the number 17. Rolls to a halt in the infield. He pulled up lame in turn 3.
27 laps remaining.
Talked about his buddies Santos and Swanson. Mergoglio is 2009 USAC Salt Lake Valley Racing Association Sprint Car Series champion.
All right, pace cars off. Here we go again. 27 laps remaining. Did Swanson see anything on that last restart he can do differently? Green flag. Oh, yeah. Cody Swanson with a great start. And all of a sudden, Wilson's day goes completely sideways.
3 wide for second momentarily.
Yeah, Worf's right there on the inside and Santos on the outside. And they're giving Wilson fits as he sees Swanson pulling away. Santos trying to get to the outside of Wilson. Just can't get it done coming off of 2. Dives deep into 3. Here they come again to the line. 25 laps, 25 laps remaining. Takes a while for scoring to catch up with it. And Swanson is in a key position right now. Oh boy. This one's going to tick away quick with 24 laps remaining.
The two prior restarts, Swanson was a half a car length back of Wilson coming to the line. This time he got even with him and pulled him out the box.
And Jim Wilson's car's not handling through the corners. You see him fighting it. He's really having to work that wheel. And Santos can see that as well. He's going to be sizing him up to see if he can get around him. But he's got to do it soon because there's almost just 20 laps remaining. And he's got a ways to go to run down Cody Swanson, who's a second plus in front of him.
14 car getting a little tail happy. Still has a lot of speed. Santos now winding up the challenge. He got next to him. Now he's drifted back to third. Perhaps he's saving a little bit for the end.
When you talk about open wheel pavement racing in this country, you have to talk about Cody Swanson. One of the best out there, even on dirt. And he's showing it once again here tonight with 20 laps remaining here. The open wheel showdown. Down to 19 now.
An impressive drive, not surprising to some, but for Swanson to adapt for the new team that he's never raced before.
Yellow flag. One around in the infield of turn 2.
Anderson around. Did a 360 and kept going, but not before the caution flag flew.
Okay, not what Cody needed.
Nope. Now it's
Because
Wilson starting
now,
to be schooling on the restart.
Wilson goes to the outside. Santos to the inside of row 2.
The three best cars will restart this race. They know it's on the line.
And Worf is right there, too. Worf will be on the outside of row 2.
He stuck his nose in there a couple times on the inside.
Yeah,
so if he backs up and goes on the inside, he'll have it in turn 3 on that restart.
And if he can get out in front of these guys, he is not going to be easy to get around.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this restart and see how Cody got this done.
Timed it perfectly.
Yeah, he did.
Off the jump, Willison thought he had everybody right where he wanted them, and Cody went around him. We went racing, and Cody got by him by that much in half a lap.
And the 50 responded as soon as he buried his foot into the throttle. It launched.
A lot of trust.
Stuck those big rear Hoosiers deep into that asphalt, and forward he went. All right, here we go. How about Newman?
That'd be awesome.
That'd be a good one, too, wouldn't it? All right, folks, here we go. 50 grand, 18 laps. Can Swanson get the jump? He gets another good one. And Willison loses a spot or two. Then tries to get one back on the outside of Worf, but Cody's starting to check out on him already.
And he had the choice of restart lane. He took the outside, and it's working big time for him.
Oh, boy, Willison and Worf almost got together in the middle of 3 and 4. Willison completely sideways down there in turns 1 and 2. The handling of the 14 has gone away. He's doing everything he can to keep it moving forward. Meanwhile, Swanson setting off on his way to 50 grand, and it's going to be 15 to go next time by.
Using up every inch of the racetrack, trying to gain some sort of advantage. Santos and Willison losing time now to Swanson. Santos, his best lap of the race, 12.694. That's 0.2 faster than anybody went in the first 50.
Bobby did everything right, checked all the boxes, and he obviously has a very fast race car here in this final 50. But Swanson is just a little bit better. And when it mattered most. Coming up on 10 to go here real soon. What a picture-perfect performance by Cody Swanson, huh?
Turning in laps now, 12.6, 12.5. It's Cody Swanson, the leader, turning in the fastest laps of anybody now.
He's got his rhythm, Jim. The car's doing exactly what he wants it to do. He turns that thing down into the corner. It hugs that yellow line. No slipping and sliding anywhere out of the front or the rear of that 50. Jason Blonde gave it a great run here a year ago, but came up a little bit short. Cody Swanson doing everything he can to finish off the job here as we come to 9 to go. Traffic in front. The veteran will be smart about it. Look how smooth his hands are on the wheel. A little bit of a slide there in the middle of 3 and 4. Here's Tillman, then 92, trying to get around Yates in the 91.
Swanson raced in a Formula 2000 race and won. Swanson raced in the 6th race series for Pro Late Model Stock Cars, a new Smyrna Speedway called the World Series of Asphalt Stock Car Racing, and won that title. This guy can adapt, and quickly. He is one of the finest drivers of his generation. He is the elite driver in this kind of car, this type of car, in the last 30 years, no doubt.
Can we just get an IndyCar team owner to give him a shot? That's all we need. He's so deserving.
We asked him that question a year ago, and it brought tears to his eyes immediately, wanting desperately to have that shot.
I hate to bring it up every time, but you watch this guy drive one of these cars, and you go, man, oh man, why is he not in there? Once I want to go to the Speedway in May and see Cody Swanson's name on the entry blank. Coming to 4 to go.
Just an easy drive, steering into the corner, down to the yellow line.
3 laps remaining.
Another clinic being put on by Cody Swanson.
That is an absolutely perfect way of describing it. He ran a smooth, perfect weekend just like Santos did. As Santos and Williston still battle back here, side by side.
Wilson gave it a go. That might have been his last chance.
Yeah, he's not going to give up, that's for sure. Coming to the white flag, there it is. Cody, just like Santos, qualified just the way he wanted to. Won his heat, everything was going right. One more car into the infield, but the yellow is going to come out because of it. So Cody is going to have to fight off Santos one more time. Oh boy.
I can guarantee what Cody Swanson said out loud probably blew his voice out.
Don't say it.
Are you kidding me?
I think he said maybe something else before that. But
he doesn't swear. I can tell you that. He doesn't swear. He might have swore there, though, for every good reason.
50 grand's worth of reason.
Willison telling himself over and over, nobody remembers who finishes second. Here he goes to the inside of row number 2 on this last restart.
And he's inching up in there. He might be thinking I can get even further down below them than if I have to. Here we go. Santos looking like he wants to get a little bit of a run. Swanson with an unbelievably great start. And they might all be cooked because of it. Willison tries to go deep on the inside of Wharf. There's the white flag. Santos trying to hang with Cody. Not going to be able to catch him. Look at that 50 launch off the backstretch down to turn number 3.
Willison will win the battle for third.
Checkered flag for Cody Swanson. He's done it. He wins the $50,000 at the Open Wheel Showdown presented by BitNile.com. Wow.
Point made.
Yes.
Swanson is the best of the best when it comes to these kind of races. First wing sprint car race in quite a while for Cody Swanson. Swanson talking about these wing guys are teaching me something. He taught them something on the critical restart, and that Salem Speedway logo is going to Victory Lane at Las Vegas Motor Speedway's Bull Ring.
Wow. What a performance by Cody.
Unofficial top 5, Swanson, Bobby Santos, Aaron Willison, Brian Wharf, Eric Humphreys. They're all on the front stretch, awaiting to see this moment they were all wanting, all worried and worked toward, but were conquered by Cody Swanson out of Kingsburg, California.
Han's device is off. The helmet is off. Here come the earplugs, and he'll be crawling out here in a second. Well, when you want as much as him, you are a little cool even in Victory Lane, right?
It'll be emotional. It'll be emotional, but worth hearing from a race winner, man. Man, oh, man.
Well, he's out. There he is. Comes around to do the wing dance. Going to the top. And the fireworks are going off of turn 3 and 4. Pyro Love it.
Cody Swanson gets it done after 100 long laps. He picks up the win here at the Open Wheel Showdown and takes home $50,000. Friends and family down here in Victory Lane celebrating with Cody, giving all the team members hugs. Big congratulations from everyone. It takes a village, and Cody's had quite the 2024 season, and what a way to cap it off here with $50,000. We'll talk with Cody in just a second. Getting some last-minute hugs and celebrations and thank yous to his crew members and everyone that helped make this possible. Cody, big emotions right now. You just won $50,000. How does this feel for you?
I mean, that's really special, right? It's a big event, and I hated that I missed it last year in the sprint car division, and knew this summer, I don't know, I haven't driven a wing car in a while, and knew it'd be hard enough to figure that out, right? And so for me to come out and even do well, I'd have to be in a car that was really good, and this car is really good. I mean, Dick Myers and Rick and Dave, man, they have such a special car here, and I'm so thankful that we got the chance to race together again after all these years, and this time with a wing on, right? But and this doesn't happen without so many people that are part of it, and it starts with everybody that's involved with the 50M, but also Nick Bohannon, he towed it out here, and thanks to him in Salem Speedway and Lions Transportation and Bertrand Motorsports and Binks Motorsports and Welsh Heating and Cooling and Rosewood Machine and Tool and everyone that stepped in to chip in to get us from Michigan or Louisville all the way out here to Las Vegas and a chance to do it. I'm incredibly grateful to have had a chance and so thankful it worked out this way. These guys did a great job, and I think I told you all week, just one hurdle at a time, and thankful that it worked out this way.
That late race caution, green, white, checkered, what was going through your head in that moment? The nerves must have been insane inside the car.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You almost let yourself breathe into turn one and see the white, and then it all goes away. And I know we got guys like Bobby and Aaron right behind us, so if you make any mistake there at the end, they're going to capitalize on it, and you're not going to win. So I'm really lucky that we had a great car and got a good restart, and they worked hard to get this thing to take off really well, and that's so important. I mean, I watched the race last year. I was here, and I wasn't racing, but I was paying attention and saw how important restarts were, and these guys did a great job. And I told you the halfway break, Casey and Brian taught me something about restarts here and what to do with the wing, and so just felt like I was trying to learn the whole time, and I'm thankful to get this car a good finish like it deserved.
Cody Swanson gets it done here, your 2024 Open Wheel Showdown winner. And we're going to have Todd and Christy Ault with BitNile.com present the trophy, just representing all the partners that helped make this happen. And Cody Swanson picks up the $50,000 payday.
So creative with those trophies this year. Love them. Just look great.
Given the opportunity, Swanson has delivered in every aspect and every opportunity he's driven.
Ashton's got Bobby Santos. Let's hear from Bobby.
Bobby coming up one spot short again this year. You got a little bit of a disappointed look on your face. What more did you think you need there?
We just missed it a little bit. But just going to thank Dick, everyone at DJ Racing. We had a good car. Congrats to Dick Myers and Cody. Those guys were really good all weekend.
You swapped spots a couple times around. Did you at least have fun out there on the racetrack?
I don't know.
Bobby Santos comes home second. Clear disappointment on his face. Runner-up again for the 22 machine.
You can understand why, too, Jim. Like I said earlier, he checked all the boxes except the very last one, finished the 50.
12.
Aaron Willison down here after a third place finish. You had a really good start to the first half. Something happened in the second half. Tell us about what happened.
Yeah, The Trags group, Brenda Willison team brought an awesome car out, and we just began to fight fuel system problems. I don't know what was going on, but the sack of shit wouldn't get rolling on restarts, so we'll go home and work hard on it and come back better next year. We let ourselves down a little bit here. We had a great car, a lot of really awesome people involved. I want to thank everyone and all the great fans for braving out the cold here in Las Vegas with us.
Aaron Willison with a third place finish tonight.
That is a fired-up racer who puts a lot into this event.
Trying everything he could, overcoming that issue, putting a dive bomb move in for second, even with all those fueling issues, and an ill-handling race car. Amazing to see the effort put in by last year's champion.
Brian War finishes fourth. He finished fifth last year, fourth this year. Keep improving. How good did that 91 machine feel?
We had a really good race car. We had a really good race car the first segment, and we were just riding. I think everyone was at that point, but made a couple adjustments on the red, and came back out. It wasn't quite as good, but it was still, formidable, and had a really good race there at the end. It was, I'm sure, as exciting for the fans to watch. Just got to thank everybody on this team: Alan Marsh Travel Center, Smanya Fine Finishings, Bennick Enterprises, Young Gun Sighting, just everyone that keeps it going around, all the crew. This has been a long week. We've been working our tails off, and we got one spot better this year, and in a couple, 3 more years, maybe we'll win this thing.
Brian War smiles after a fourth place finish here.
2 years he's come here, Jim. 2 years he's had a car in the top 5, capable of winning. I think he should be very happy with the performance.
You guys just said it, top 5 down here, and the man coming home in fifth is the 15th machine of Eric Humphreys down here. You were really, you moved up a lot of spots throughout this race. Do you think if you had more laps, you could have gotten something else more done?
Yeah, we were a lot better on long runs. We figured that in the first stage, and then the car repeated again on long runs. We couldn't get really going on the 1-2 lap cautions, and then, so we really worked hard on this car all week. This whole car's been gone through, changed over. I got to really thank the Harvest Supply guys, TBM Brakes, RDM Diesel. Who else am I missing? It's been a long day. My mom, my dad, my wife, my kids, car owners. Dennis, he's here. Carl, he's watching at home. The Harvest Supply group, it makes this happen for us. My brother, Jeff Gardner, everybody that works on this car. Tony, that's not here. I wish he was here. He's missing that's our one crew member that we're not here with right now. But I got to thank everybody at home for watching. It's been a long week. It seems like we've been here for a month, but it's only been a couple days. But ready to get on home and go racing with my kids for the winter and gear up for possibly February in Florida and see what that brings us.
The 15 machine brings it home in fifth tonight.
All right, Ashton, thank you, and nice job this weekend. Well, that'll close things out for us here as we wrap up the 2024 BitNile.com Open Wheel Showdown. For our entire Speedsport.tv crew, for Ashton Smythe and Jim Trado, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long for now, and congratulations, Cody Swanson.